Onboarding as a foundation for development, not a checklist. When we think about onboarding, oftentimes people think about two themes. One that is required either because your legal department is telling you to, or because there are regulations that require it. The other theme that may come up is just navigating where the supplies are kept. How do you navigate? What time do you come in? How's lunch handle? All these things, breaks, and where the widgets are. So those two themes come up, and they're usually covered because they have to be. There's immediate pain if they're not. But if you consider a sports team, the regulatory part of it, that's like knowing the rules of the game. So that part is known. They may review them periodically, but they're not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm not suggesting we don't do that in work, but I'm making the point there's three pillars of this onboarding. It's not just the two. And then, of course, the other one is navigating and finding their way around where the facilities are, the training room, and those kinds of things. Having the three pillars, the sports team, they're going to focus on is running the plays, seamlessly working together, making sure that everybody understands their role in a given play. Drilling, because we want it at the nervous system memory level, like muscle memory, but I call it nervous system memory because that's really what it is. The muscle doesn't have the memory. It may have the strength, but the nervous system firing, through the use of myelin, getting more and more active. The second thing is the feedback that builds intrinsic motivation, not just performance compliance. Intrinsic motivation is a big part of this. Otherwise, you're relying on incentives and external motivation. And then self-regulation and higher order thinking by leaders when crafting and implementing development plans. So we'll talk about those three: onboarding, feedback, and then the leaders' self-regulation so that they can operate in higher order thinking. So we'll also look at 4 domains that benefit from standardization, because assuming that people will just figure it out often leads to misalignment, stagnation, or conflict. And a lot of times the leader will have to wear all of these hats, but it's the different roles that the leader has. And then when you start adding your leadership team in place, you already have played out with that hat. Development plans shouldn't just live in HR documents. They should live in conversations, practices, and shared commitments across the company.